Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Gaymer Girl News. You know, California is so on fire that we actually have fire tornadoes. This is just another thing to add to the ever-growing what the fuck else can 2020 throw at us list. If you're dealing with any of these fires at all, I hope you are safe and sound or have somewhere safe to evacuate. For the rest of us gamers, I hope that you had a great week and have been kicking some serious ass on whatever game you are playing. As always, there's so much to talk about when it comes to video games, so let's just get on into it, shall we? If you're an American, you've probably noticed that the rest of the world is either laughing at us or is actually a little scared for us due to our current administration's push to win the 2020 election at any cost. It's a weird and scary time to live in America. Some would even call it dystopian, but maybe playing a game about an actual famous dystopia could help. Animal Farm, George Orwell's anti-Stalinist fable, has been injected with new life as a computer game. The Orwell Foundation has actually given their blessing to this game created by Bossa Studios. But how the heck do you play an Animal Farm video game? Well, it seems to be a strategy simulator where you, as the farm animal, have to navigate a path through crashing and disagreeable ideologies. Just like in the book, as the animal, you have to pull the strings to impose your will on other animals without making them too unhappy and starting an outright revolution. Not a lot is known about this game, but I would assume that the end goal is to prevent the rise of Napoleon, the pig based on Joseph Stalin. Will this game be good? I'm honestly not too sure. I'd like to think yes, and maybe it will be, but Bossa Studios has only two other games it's known for. I Am a Fish, where you play as a fish, and I Am Bread, where you play as a slice of bread. So this one's a little out of their wheelhouse, but it might be real good, so keep an eye out because this game comes out later this autumn. And the Olympics were canceled this year as the rest of 2020, but Arbys fast food has something that may fill the hole in our hearts that the cancellation left. And no, I'm not talking about filling it with cholesterol. For some reason, the roast beef chain launched an 8-bit video game called the Greek Gyro Games. In the game, you play as an employee with semi-average athletic abilities trying to relight the Arbys ceremonial gyro spit. The only thing you get tripped up by are treadmills that don't really do anything but prompt you to get off. And every once in a while you have a fellow employee who is cheering you on. It's really nice of them, but what the hell are they doing 26 miles away from the Arbys we're supposed to work at? But seriously, that's the whole really long game. That's it. However, the first 3 people to cross the finish line are getting free food for an entire year. If you finish it at all, it also seems like even if you're not in the top 3, you'll still get a coupon for a free gyro. The game's websites say that it'll take gamers a few hours, so you're gonna need to be intensely dedicated to get this food. While the game has been out for a few weeks, no one has beaten it yet, and probably because I'm not even sure if it's worth it. You can play and get some food for yourself at Arbys' website. Apparently, lots of different brands are trying their hands at something new. The developers of Angry Birds 2 and 10 other major mobile game makers have committed to introducing environmental messages into their titles. Along with those famous flying birds, popular games like Golf Clash, Subway Surfers, and Transformer Earth Wars are all signed on to be part of this project. TechJury reports that 2.4 billion people worldwide are mobile gamers. John Erner, the developer of Transformers Earth Wars, organized together Game Jam, where game companies brainstorm new ideas with the United Nations Environment Program. All of these companies involved do acknowledge that just having these ideas and these messages doesn't do enough, but it is a start. Each game involved will introduce new modes, maps, or stories into their game that share info about climate change. So for Angry Birds 2, you'll be gathering seeds and planting trees in an upcoming game event, learning about the positive impact that trees have. More trees seem like a bad idea for birds, but so does air pollution. The United Nations has been apparently working with game companies trying to reach gamers about information on how to take on a climate crisis. For mobile gamers and younger players, it's a great way to get involved and start learning the first steps for what we need to do to curb climate change. First step, play video games. Second step, dismantle late-stage capitalism. Also, yesterday's E3 official Twitter account tweeted out one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen as a gamer girl. The Twitter account posted a link to a list of 24 online games that women enjoy. Girls love gaming just as much as men, according to the beginning of the article. I just would like to point out the use of girls and men when talking about men and women, because video games are for men and girls, not grown-up women who, I don't know, are like wives in the kitchen. Okay, that's a little far, but you know what I mean. The list itself honestly had some great games: Overwatch, Animal Crossing New Horizons. But of course, then the list can't stop there and had to include games that reinforce harmful stereotypes. Diamonds are a girl's best friend begins the entry for Bejeweled Classic. Am I right, ladies? It continues on reminding us that women like this game because we like shiny, pretty things. Like Kim Kardashian, whose mobile game is on this list, even though I'm pretty sure no one has played that since 2014.
Funny, get out if you're gonna continue to laugh and make fun of me. I'm tired of it.
Honestly, this list wouldn't be terrible if it did stay away from those gross stereotypes that keep women from enjoying games and being part of the industry itself. And honestly, what bothers me is the kind of list they chose. It's not like it's a list of strong female characters or a list of games created by female designers. It's just a list of stuff girls like, which inevitably defaults to sparkly, pink, and girly. If you really want to know what kind of games girls and women like, go watch female streamers on YouTube. Like, go support other girl gamers on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube gaming. Women like video games of all kinds, and we know that by now. So for E3 to put this article out there is a bit out of touch. Most women I know love The Last of Us 2, and that was nowhere to be found on this list. It's 2020. Let's keep doing better gamers for ourselves and our gaming community. Moving on now, Wednesday morning, Nintendo's Indie World went live on YouTube. Nintendo showed off more than 20 indie hits that are making their way to the Switch. If you missed it, no worries. Gamer Girl News is here to get you all caught up. First off, let's start with some games that are out now and playable today. Spiritfarer has you play as Stella, the ferry master to the deceased. You must build a boat to explore the world and then befriend and care for spirits before finally releasing them into the afterlife. You can also join the adventure as Daffodil the Cat for a 2-player cooperative play. While playing a management sim about dying and saying goodbye seems sad to some, for others you could find it healing and relaxing. Raji, an ancient epic, is an action-adventure game where players control Raji, a young girl chosen by the gods to fight off a demon invasion and save her younger brother. Set in ancient India, Raji must save the human realm from demon lord Mahabalasura. Based on ancient Hindu and Balinese mythology, you'll have players solving puzzles and battling hordes of enemies to save the world. And are you trying to get outside more but quarantine is making it impossible? Or maybe you're in California and can't get past the heat and fires. Well, A Short Hike, the incredibly mellow PC game, is being brought to the Nintendo Switch. Maybe it'll help you out. It's a delightfully relaxing game that becomes unexpectedly real with an ending that hits players hard. Another slightly sad but absolutely delightful puzzle platformer comes from Boston-based Stone Lantern Games. Evergate is a deeply personal adventure that has players explore the afterlife as key, a childlike soul revisiting areas of the world that she once lived in. Using crystals to grow your soul flame, players can use crystals in the environment to boost ki, create platforms, shields, and more. So obviously there is something in the air with this Indie World Direct. A few games about the afterlife, but this Direct is anything but dead. Not out today, but pretty dang soon, the 90s hacking game Hypnospace Outlaw will also be hacking its way onto the Switch. And if hacking isn't your bread and butter, maybe farming is. Garden Story is a delightful farming RPG from Picogram. You take the role as a newly appointed village guardian Concord. There's lots to help you keep busy between neighbors needing help, new areas to explore, and a rot that is seeped into the foundations of your island. It's a little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Stardew Valley, and a lot of bit of rot. But it should also be a lot of fun and a calm game for players to play. While most of these games seem cute and calm and comfortable, Subnautica takes things a different way. Alien undersea survival game Subnautica tasks players with scouring the depths of the ocean for resources, building your base to hold strong against the threat of various creatures, all while learning what happened in the oceans of this alien planet called 4546b. You'll also be able to play the sequel on the move as well. Subnautica Below Zero will arrive on Switch in early 2021. Now, this isn't a complete list of everything that was announced in this Indie World Direct, it's just the stuff that I really want to play. But you can watch the rest of the showcase on Nintendo's YouTube. Did you see anything you like? What indie games are you excited to play? And I know, Nintendo fans, we're hungry. We are hungry, and this felt like a snack and not the whole meal. I mean, it has almost been a year since the House of Mario held their last proper Nintendo Direct. But more and more evidence is mounting up that a bigger Direct is on the horizon. September 13th is a big day for Mario fans. It marks 35 years since Super Mario Bros. Was launched, and rumors of classic 3D titles getting remastered have been spiraling around the internet for months. Fans are waiting for Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy to be reimagined for the Switch. If any of these rumors are true, I would think that Nintendo would announce another Direct or at least announce anniversary plans soon. I mean, it is almost September. Oh my god, it is. Expecting some remasters and ports from older generation games does not seem that far-fetched though. In fact, a Nintendo Switch port of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword could be on the way. Zelda fans went crazy after discovering an Amazon pre-order page that was accidentally listed Sunday, August 16th with a placeholder release date for the game of January 1st, 2030. So the 2030 date is a little less than promising, but honestly, this would be a great choice because the Skyward Sword is one of the worst video games in Zelda history. Now, the game itself isn't like poorly written or anything. In fact, it's actually a really important story piece in the Legend of Zelda timeline. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword takes place as the start of the timeline before the Minish Cap. It's all about the creation of Hyrule, the war between Demise and Hylia, and how the Master Sword was forged by Link. So what is it that makes this important game so bad? It's the Wii motion controls, of course. The Wii is the hottest selling video game console on record to date, but those motion controls always leave something to be desired. Skyward Sword has multiple levels that rely solely on extremely accurate Wii controller movements. You can't turn these movements off or get past some areas without the movements, so it just kind of results in players getting frustrated, stuck, and eventually quitting the game. Like, you can consider this a quick Riley Rose review. I would give this a 2 out of 5, but I give the Switch remaster a 5 out of 5 petals. Alright everybody, that's all I've got for today. Did you watch that Nintendo Direct? Are you hoping for more? I know, we all are. But other than that, have a great day. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff you hear here and on all the other channels. And that's it. I'm Riley Rose, drink some water today, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!